If you have been smiling for so long that you forgot what real happiness feels like, if you wake up every morning already exhausted before the day begins, if you have been carrying something heavy that you cannot even put into words, then watch this story until the end. And if it hits you somewhere deep, like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. Once upon a time, in a small, forgotten town called Millbrook, tucked at the edge of rural Tennessee, where the cornfields stretch for miles and the nearest city is 2 hours away, there lived a boy named Caleb James that nobody worried about. Not because his life was easy, but because from the outside, his life looked fine. Roof over his head, food on the table, decent grades, and in Millbrook, that was enough. So nobody looked closer. Caleb's dad was a mechanic, hands always stained with grease. Mom worked double shifts at the county hospital. Caleb made his own dinner since he was 11. He learned early, everyone around him was already carrying too much, so he became the boy who handled it. The boy who was fine, always fine. But here is what fine actually looked like. Fine was lying awake at 2 a.m. with a chest full of something he had no name for. Fine was sitting in a classroom surrounded by 30 kids, feeling completely alone. Fine was laughing at lunch and feeling nothing behind it. Somewhere deep inside, the lights were off, and Caleb didn't know when they went out. He was 17 when it got bad enough that he couldn't hide it even from himself. He stopped turning in assignments, not because he was lazy, because picking up a pencil felt like lifting a boulder. He stopped texting back. Friends moved on. That part didn't even hurt. That was the scariest part. Nothing hurt. Nothing felt like anything. Just gray. Every single day. Just gray. He Googled it once at midnight. Why do I feel nothing all the time? Closed the phone. Told himself, I'm just tired. Other people have real problems. I don't have a reason to feel like this. That last thought was the most dangerous one of all, because pain does not check your circumstances before it moves in. Depression does not care if your life looks fine from the outside. It just comes, and it stays, until you decide to face it. The night everything changed was a Tuesday in March. Nothing dramatic happened, just Caleb sitting on the edge of his bed at 11 p.m., house completely silent, realizing, I have felt like this every single day for almost 2 years. He pulled out an old notebook and wrote one honest sentence. I am not okay, and I have been pretending that I am for a very long time. He read it 3 times, and for the first time in 2 years, he cried. The ugly kind, the real kind, the kind stored so deep inside you didn't know it was there. Then he made one small decision. Tomorrow, I will tell one person the truth. One person, one truth. That was everything. Next morning, he knocked on his English teacher, Mrs. Patterson's door, and said, I haven't been okay for a while. I think I need help. I don't want to be a burden. She took her glasses off, looked at him like a full human being with a real problem, and said, You just did the hardest part. You said it out loud. Now let's figure out the next step together. Mrs. Patterson helped him tell his dad. His dad sat at the kitchen table, grease still on his hands, and listened to every single word. When Caleb finished, his dad reached across the table, put his rough hand over Caleb's hand, and said, Son, you are never too heavy. You hear me? Never. Recovery was not overnight. It was slow, uncomfortable. Some weeks felt like going backwards. His counselor, Dr. Webb, asked questions Caleb had never asked himself. What would you say to a friend feeling exactly what you feel? Caleb realized he would never call a friend weak. He would never tell a friend they had no reason to struggle, but he had been saying it to himself every single day for 2 years. That was the moment things began to shift. He started small, one journal entry every night, no filter, just truth, sleeping at the same time every night, walking every morning, not for fitness, just to remind himself, I am here, I am still here. Months passed, same town, same house, same life from the outside, but inside, the gray started having breaks in it, a moment at dinner that was actually funny, a song that actually moved him, a morning where the first thought was not dread. He collected those moments like evidence that feeling something was still possible. Today, Caleb walks into a room, not the loudest one, but the most present, because he is no longer spending every ounce of energy performing okay. He is actually okay. And the difference between those two things is everything. Healing is not loud. It looks like one honest sentence in a notebook, one knock on a teacher's door, one conversation you were terrified to start. Day after day after day, quietly, without applause, without anyone watching. If this story hit you somewhere real, like the video, comment, I am not okay, and mean it. because that is exactly where healing starts. Subscribe to this channel because more stories like this are coming. The bravest thing Caleb James ever did was not surviving the gray. It was finally admitting it was there.